Pass worth it?
Since we decided to buy a Eurail Pass and take it all across Europe, there's been this lingering question. And that question has been, was the Eurail Pass actually worth it in the end? I don't know. Let's go over the numbers. Let's find out. We finished up our Eurail Pass. We used all of the days. We even got one extra day for free because of how badly their app was performing. To be honest, I'm not sure exactly how this whole thing's going to shake out. So let's go over the numbers. I'll be switching back and forth between this and the computer, and you'll see. So first and foremost, you have to go over the most unwelcome part of the entire Eurail Pass experience, which is the seat reservations. I think I need to make some reservations. Now, these seat reservations are additional costs that are on top of the already kinda high cost of the Eurail Pass. So the pass that we bought was for 10 travel days within a 2-month period. So that means that in any 2-month period you could travel 10 of those days on trains. It didn't matter how many trains you take in that day, but you can only travel 10 total days on trains. That was the word train a lot in a row. Sorry about that. So let's just start by breaking down the individual legs. From Rome to Florence, there was no seat reservation fee because we ended up taking the slow trains because we were afraid of how much it was going to cost. So there's a bit of give and take here, but that ended up being a 0 on the seat reservation fee. From Florence to Venice was $28.46. It just hurts because the Eurail Pass cost us $1,184 to start, and then to have that additional, and these things just keep adding up and up. Let me keep going. From Venice to Genoa was $23.59. From Genoa to Interlaken was a monstrous $7.08. This super long day, including the Glacier Express from Interlaken to Zermatt to Glacier Express to Chur to Innsbruck, it was a long day, was $106.27 in additional fees. Now the Glacier Express, you definitely don't have to take it. This is just a tourist train to be able to see the beautiful Swiss countryside, but honestly, I think that was one of the best experiences we had in all of Europe. Would highly recommend it. Now, once you start getting more into Austria and Germany and basically east of Italy, most of these seat reservation fees kind of disappear. The real big offenders for charging you extra for your Eurail Pass are going to be Italy, France, Spain, and in some ways Portugal, but mostly those first three. From Munich to Budapest was $12.50. We didn't have to make this one, but the trains were so crazy booked that we decided that it would be a smarter idea to do that instead of just showing up for the train and hoping that we'd be able to get a seat. Same thing for Budapest to Prague, this was $7. Next up, going back to France, from Prague all the way back to Paris was $37.74 in seat reservation fees. Paris to Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port to start the Camino was $23.59. From Logroño to Sarria was another $49.77. Oh man, the seat reservation fees in Spain are just bonkers. So that brings us to an overall additional total for the seat reservation fees of $296 on top of our $1,184, which leaves us with a grand total of $1,480. To figure out if this was actually a good deal, as in did the Eurail Pass make sense for us versus doing this kind of like mixed idea of flying versus taking trains, which is what we would have done otherwise. We gotta add up what all these normal train tickets would have cost, so bear with me as we go through all these figures. We'll add it all up at the end. So what I did is every single time that we went to the train station to take a train, I just went onto their little kiosk machine and I typed in the exact place that we were going, and it spat out how much it would cost if we bought it that day. Now for a lot of these you could save even more money by booking these a week or two in advance, but I wanted to make it as fair of a comparison as possible. Because to be honest, we're not great planners and we normally don't decide where we're gonna go until the night before, or maybe 2 nights before. We also have all these costs broken up between first class and second class. Now we bought a first class Eurail Pass, but honestly, I think that was totally overkill. We paid a couple $100 extra to get the first class pass, and so far we've only taken second class trains because of all the seat reservation fees that happen in Italy. The second class trains were great, and there wasn't really a significant difference for most of the trains that we took besides the Glacier Express in between second and first class. So I'm going to show prices for both, but I'm just going to tell you the ones in first class so we can have as equal of a comparison. So from Rome to Florence would have cost us $51. From Florence to Venice would have been $140.60. Venice to Genoa, $121. Genoa to Interlaken, $186. The whole crazy thing of taking the Glacier Express would have cost $446. Innsbruck to Munich, $81. Munich to Budapest, $105. Budapest to Prague, $41. Prague to Paris, $196. Paris to Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, 129. Logroño to Sarria, 76. So all in all, this adds up to a grand total of, had we just gone to the train station the day before, picked up tickets with almost no planning, it would have cost us $1,575.27, which is just a little bit more than we ended up paying with the Eurail Pass anyway, and it would have bought us a lot more freedom. If we took out the Glacier Express, which we probably wouldn't have done without the Eurail Pass because it was like $200 some per person, that actually brings us in under the amount that we would have spent on the Eurail Pass for the exact same itinerary. So I guess finally, to answer the question, was the Eurail Pass worth it? No, I really don't think it was. Probably not. With all these new seat reservation fees and how they just keep getting higher and higher and higher and it just keeps getting more expensive, it's really hard to feel good about the purchase of the Eurail Pass. You feel like you're getting nickel and dime the entirety of the way along the way that you go, and for our particular experience, it wasn't really all that convenient either. The app was inconsistent at best, and most notably, while you were on the train, if you were going in between places that had like good cell phone service and bad cell phone service, the Eurail app would just fully forget that you had a Eurail Pass at all, which led us to some very, very awkward conversations with these train operators who are coming by to check your tickets. You're like, sorry, I can't figure out how to get the app to show you the proof that I actually have a Eurail Pass. And this happened on 4 out of our 10 travel days, so it's not like it was just a one-off thing. The support was as helpful as they could be, and they provided us with a free day, but honestly they couldn't fix the problem because, I don't know, I think the app just has some issues. And not only that, but there were significant inconsistencies between what was showing on the app as available versus what was showing in things like the Deutsche Bahn online search or what was actually a real train that was running that day. We just got to the point where we just couldn't really use the app at all. I am trying to get to Paris tomorrow to make decisions about which train that we should take. I really miss the old paper passes. It was kind of a nice relic that you could take home with you after it was done, and you knew that it was gonna work every single time. Even though you could lose it, it was better than not having anything at all, which is what happened to us. But even if everything worked out perfectly and the app was great and the booking experience was great and you could actually make seat reservations for the trains that you wanted to online, which by the way, most of the time we could not.
I'm afraid that if you have Eurail, you have to reserve.
We ended up having to go to the train station many, many times to make these seat reservations. Even if all of that worked great, you're still only saving like $100. And you're kind of locked into this taking trains idea where if all of a sudden you get tired of taking trains or something changes on your trip and you want to fly, you feel like you're locked into these trains. So the Eurail Pass is kind of in this complicated place right now where if you just look at the number on the website of how much it costs, it looks like an awesome deal. But then when you add all the seat reservation fees on top as well as kind of the hassle and locked in nature of it, nah. Alright, that's it for this little break. Thanks for listening to me talk all about whether or not the Eurail Pass was worth it. I really hope this was helpful for you guys. Since we decided to take Lisa, when you're editing this one, just like take all those numbers and show them on the screen, but you don't necessarily have to show all of me talking through each individual place that we go. You could just kind of do that like fade in and out and speed up the whole thing. Up to you. I love you.
Let's go. The things you do for YouTube. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
I can't. You gotta start the beat. Okay, what's the beat?
Travel Thursday. Let me lead first, and then you guys hop in.
I hope you go lead the most musically inept people who've ever met. Travel Thursday. Hi, kitty. What do you got to tell us? So many things to say.